Hey everybody, this is Curtis from PSN Stores. We are looking at Boshers DX, the Director's Cut. So this is the second game from Tiki Pod that has come out on PlayStation platforms. Most recently, you had Aqua Kitty DX, which just came out about 2.5 weeks ago at this point. And then Boshers came out, I think, like 3 days ago. So both of those games were PlayStation mobile games. And they have now, now they're on PS4 and Vita. But when both of those games came out, they were pretty early on as far as like PlayStation Mobile is concerned. And they were both awesome. We have a review and video up of Aqua Kitty already. The review for this game should be up shortly after this video is, if not already. And this game is great too. Like I love both of these games. And Boshers is something that I guess it's hard to describe for me because this is a game that you will, as you'll see, it's kind of set up to emulate the ZX Spectrum, which is something I have never seen in person. It is, it's something that came out years before I was born, so I've never even played any games that were ever on it. But I know that as far as like, your color palette and how it looks and how it sounds, it's kind of set up to emulate that. And, for me, for someone who has like really no experience with it, like I think that's super cool. And this is a game that I just had a lot of fun with it. It's a very kind of simple game when you explain it, because like, I'm moving around and I can shoot in 8 different directions. I have my gun starting out right now, but there are 3 other like gun pickups I can get. And you'll get them throughout different stages in the game. But as far as like stage to stage, you have, with 1 or 2 exceptions, every stage is just on one screen. Like there's no scrolling or anything. Again, minus 1 or 2 levels, but it's all just set up like this. If you see just right at the top center of this level, there's that green like elevator hallway. That is the exit, and that's what I need to get to in each level. And then to do that, sometimes I'm collecting keys that will take down barriers. So you see there's the green barriers over there that I need to get past. So I'm going to need to get a green key. So there's different colors of keys. Sometimes there's different switches I need to hit. Sometimes I just need to take out all the enemies. So we can switch to the... we'll wait for a second, actually. Wait till there's more of these guys coming at me. So these yellow guys are zombies, as far as the story is concerned. There is essentially, like... This is... You play as Victoria, and it's set in a Victorian era where people have gotten word that there is, treasure on Mars, and so everyone's kind of racing there to get it. And you put on a top hat to disguise yourself, and you kind of sneak aboard, and you are now on Mars. And upon reaching Mars, you find that there's some bad things going on, and it involves zombies and things that you need to put a stop to. And so each level represents like an hour. And so you go through, there's 24 levels, so it's like hour 1 to hour 24. And as you progress, things get harder and things get more mechanically more interesting. And then as far as like if you played this before, as far as like the director's cut version, like what this adds that is new, there's a all new boss fight that is added after the original final boss in the game. And I want to say there's another level that's new. And then there is also an arcade mode that we'll look at in a second. That actually it gives meaning to these the collectibles that you can get throughout the game. So each level has 3 different things that you can pick up. There are 3 different snacks that you can get. So we'll try to get... there's one I'm missing in this level. But essentially, you know, with all 3 of them, one being in each level, there are 24 of each. And so once you collect 5, once you collect 10, and then 15 and so on of each of the different snacks, you unlock a different mini game that is essentially like a little arcade game. So there is a sort of like a demake of Aqua Kitty that is just super cool, and then there's 3 others that are sort of reminiscent of other arcade games that you might recognize, and we'll get to that in just a second. So again, this is pretty early on in the game, but as you get pretty late into like some of the later levels, it gets pretty difficult. There's a number of stages that I usually have to try multiple times until I actually beat it. As you see here, you know, I grab the green key, all the green barriers are unlocked. I think so there's a cup of tea. It's on the other side of this wall here that I need to grab. But that is blocked by these blue blocks that I'm pretty sure I need this weapon over here, this green pickup, to actually destroy those. That is my, yeah, coal rockets. I'm pretty sure I can use those to break through these blocks. Yep. And I've already got all the other stuff, so I can just go ahead and finish this level. Oh man. But yeah, as far as the story is concerned, it's not like a major, you know, thing or anything like that. You know, maybe don't go in expecting this super deep story, but like it is pretty cool, and there's a neat little twist towards the end. But honestly, like, you know, I just find this game to be a lot of fun. Like, it gets to be kind of like the right level of challenging, where, you know, you need to be careful. You need to be very observant and pay attention to what you're doing, because it can get pretty hard. And there's one stage in particular that, even though I beat this game before, playing through again just took me forever. It was like there's this part like right at the end of that stage that it's pretty tough. But it's not like, you know, it's not frustrating or anything like that. Alright, and then let's jump to... we'll jump to one level a little bit later on. Let's try mirror. So I'm missing one of the collectibles. I need to figure out where it is. Oh, alright, it's over there. Okay. So this will hopefully show off kind of what you can expect, you know, a little bit. This is maybe about halfway through the game. yeah, so you need to move quick, and you need to, you know, always be paying attention, which what I was not doing right there. There's a better way to kind of go through this. You've probably noticed these zombies, they don't, they don't just, you know, like, you don't just kill them and that's it. Like, there are respawning points for them. And so, you can't just kind of hang around and wait to kill them all because they will just keep coming. And then the other part, especially this level with those kind of turrets that are shooting at me when I get close, like, you don't want to just stand in one location either. You want to just kind of keep moving. And some of it can just be to the point where like you need to start like kind of planning out your routes and knowing where you need to be going. A lot of the levels have you kind of going like back and forth. Like you'll notice here, I go. This is a pretty good example of it actually. Like I go up to the top, I get a key, I get the green key, that unlocks this little area so I can grab the blue key. And so I can go all the way back up here. So now I can grab that yellow key up there. Get my heart piece. That tears down the yellow wall, which is on the left side, so I can go to the left side. Grab the purple key. Or die, either one. And again, you know, all these levels are, like, super short, so even though you do have to restart the whole level when you die, like, it's not that frustrating because you're losing, like, 30 seconds of progress, like, it's not a big deal. But we'll just give this one more try, because I don't want to, if I keep dying here, I'm playing really sloppy right now. Like, I've already taken 2 hits. And I really shouldn't have. Like, I shouldn't just be running like right into zombies and taking it. But whatever. Oh crap, I keep forgetting. I don't know why I keep thinking that blue turret right there is a weapon pickup. That's the second time I've done that. Alright, well anyways, that is kinda like a pretty good look at like some of the levels in this game. Now, as someone who, you know, played through the PlayStation Mobile version and kinda got all the collectibles before, my big question was like, okay, like what's new? Like what's been added? So other than like, you know, a brand new boss fight at the end of the main game, you know how this arcade mode, which is so cool. Like I love this. So you have Cheese Dreams, you got Aqua Kitty, you got Ghost Pyramid, and Boshers. So there's kind of like an asteroid Pac-Man, you know, Aqua Kitty. We'll show a couple of these. I don't want to show all of them. I'm just going to show Aqua Kitty, actually. So, victorious cat, Birdie, is hurled through time to a place where cats drill for milk deep under the sea. He gains a job protecting a milk pipeline and hopes to save enough cash to return home somehow. So you pilot a submarine, you got some power-ups. So that, like I mentioned, this is essentially a demake of Aqua Kitty. So you have this pipeline, and you just need to protect it. And so these gems drop, and the closer they get to the bottom, the more... Or actually, no, I think it's the other way around. The different colors reflect, you know, how much points you're getting. And so the meter right at the bottom that goes from green to red, that is just the health of the pipeline. And so as these fish, if I let that one fish get to the pipeline, it'll start like eating away at it. And so it is game over once you take enough hits or once that pipeline is drained. I just love this. I love that, like, I think it's cool that one of this, like, the added mode is unlockable arcade games. Most of which are, you know, pretty recognizable. Like, oh yeah, there's like inspiration from another arcade game. It's not like a clone of it, but there's clearly, like, there's some inspiration there. I'm doing really bad right now. But then I just love, like, you know, as someone who just loves Aqua Kitty anyways, like, I love that that they just thought, I was like, you know what'd be cool? Let's just, like, demake Aqua Kitty. Like, what would that game be if it was made, you know, so many years ago? Like, that is all about that. But at any rate, that is Rock Boshers DX. It is still great. Much like Aqua Kitty before it, this game continues to also be a really, really great game. We should have a review up. Again, it'll either be up before this video is live or not too long after. And this really, I mean, it takes away the one complaint that I really had about the game when it was on PlayStation Mobile, is that version, there was a couple of levels throughout the game that would freeze for like half a second and then continue going. So that is just gone, and we are left with just an incredible game with some really, really good music, and for people who played it before on PlayStation Mobile, you now have a 4-player battle mode, which I haven't checked out, but I'm super, super curious to see what this is. And then also you have this really cool arcade thing that, you know, gives you incentive to actually go and track down all the little collectibles, and then you got some actual new content that is actually within kind of the story mode as well. So good stuff. And this game is, I want to say, like $7. So again, you know, much like Aqua Kitty before it, I absolutely recommend it. Like, both of those games are fantastic in their own way. And also, like, this is just kind of a cool thing. Like, you don't see many games that often trying to, like, replicate, like, those ZX Spectrum. Like, that is, like, how many games are doing that? And this does it, I'm assuming, pretty well. Again, I've never played a game on that, and I've never seen one in person, but this seems like it does it pretty well, and it's super cool. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later.